Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 12, and we're going to be looking at a really interesting sneak peek. As you can see from the title, it includes some sort of, um, version of the show where Morgan is old now. It's a really interesting sneak peek. We have Old Man Morgan, and then we actually have older. A lot of the characters are older. That we have on the show right now. So I'll explain that when we get to that part in just a moment. But we're also going to be talking about some brand new images we got for the episode as well. Very excited to talk about this episode as this seems like a very unique episode for sure. I don't think we've ever really seen something like this before. We have seen stuff with Rick that are kind of similar, but this is still pretty different. Given the way the episodes, the way like visually how it looks like, with the flowers and all that kind of stuff. It's a very nice look. I'm excited to talk about it. Like I said, obviously. I want to give a general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up. And then also, if you are a fan of the show, be sure to subscribe. But yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so we have like a very trippy, hazy look. A very trippy, hazy scene here. You can see the flowers in the background is what I was talking about. The pink flowers. They definitely stand out and give the episode a really unique and good look from a visual standpoint. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Which is Morgan. We have Old Man Morgan here. This kind of throws me back to Old Man Rick from that Season 8 trailer. And Season 8 itself, I think it was Episode 1 of Season 8 where we had those Old Man Rick scenes. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. But that was Rick dreaming himself being old included. It's interesting because Grace is just like, it looks like, something weird is happening where she's reliving her past and possibly even the future now, as we can see here. And she, like all her friends, everybody is older. And we have June also. She walks up, and then that's Charlie. I should have waited a little bit to say it a little bit later because we find out later in the sneak peek, but that's actually Charlie. So like everybody is a little bit older now. A lot older actually. I think Morgan aged probably like 20 plus years. So she did jump up ahead, by a bit. But basically they're checking up on her. Morgan says this is Dr. Dory. And June is basically checking if she had like a concussion or something like that. So the reason this is interesting to me is because I'm wondering if Grace potentially hurt herself in the present day, and then she's having these flashbacks and flash forwards, I guess you could also say. And that's why in these moments she's also getting checked up on, because I'm wondering if like maybe they get injured or she gets injured. Morgan takes her back to the community, and she, like, let's say June is actually checking up on her, but she's sort of imagining it like 20 years in the future. Because that's like a big question that I'm wondering, like why is she having these, hallucinations? Like I get the flashbacks because these episodes I think are trying to focus on all the characters, like at least have episodes here and there, or at least I don't know how many episodes they're planning for each character. We're already close to the end of the season, but I think each character on the show has gotten an episode that was meaningful to them, and a deep dive, you could say. Like we had that really good Daniel episode, and now we're getting a really good we haven't seen it yet, but like a deep dive on Grace, which looks to be like a really good episode. So I get the flashbacks, but I'm also wondering, why are they jumping ahead and we're having this old Morgan thing? Is this showing us the future of this community? Are they all gonna be there for a long time? I don't think it's the exact future, because I don't think that's something they would give away. So I'm still wondering what is the purpose of this. Part of me feels like it might have to do with Morgan trying to rebuild. Like he's working really hard to rebuild this community or like build a future for these people in this area. So I think that might be part of it. because Grace is so close to him, she is sort of envisioning his future that he's working so hard to build on. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I can't help but see the similarities with Old Man Rick. And then I mean, I always see similarities between Morgan and Rick because those two are the ones who started the show. So, and I just love those connections. Um, but still, it's not very clear on what the purpose of this is just yet. But I just think part of it might have to do with Morgan trying to build, just like Rick was trying to build a community, and Rick sort of imagined his, ideal, place within Alexandria. Grace might be envisioning, her ideal place here with Morgan and their baby. So I think that possibly might be happening. And then speaking of their baby, so we actually find out that I think they're gonna have a girl, because earlier in the episode, I think it was a few episodes ago, Grace was talking about how she thought it was gonna be a boy. But when June introduces Charlie, she's like, "This is Charlie," and asks Charlie to give her water. Grace is kind of like shocked, and she's like, "Charlie," and Charlie says like, "My parents thought they were having a boy," and Grace says, "So did I." So that kind of tells us that they're gonna have a daughter. And Grace also does say that she was on the road traveling and things started getting fuzzy. So I think she might get injured on the road with Morgan, and that's why she's having these hallucinations. So yeah, definitely some trippy stuff for sure. Excited to learn more about her past, and also interested in dissecting what this means, like this flash forward means, if there's anything more there. I don't know how much of it we'll get in the episode, but we'll see. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some of these images we got. These are awesome images, mainly because these images are just really good because of the colors. Like here's this first one of her on the ground. This is probably like a flashback. This is her friend that she's gonna meet. We don't know exactly who she is just yet, but somebody from her past. I'm assuming they're flashbacks, I'm assuming these are flashbacks because the flashbacks and the flash forwards both have the flowers, so there's no like distinction. But I think these may be the flashbacks. But just look how beautiful these images look like just because of the colors. Here is another image of that woman that's gonna be helping out Grace. The stick can't help but remind me of the stick that Morgan uses. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but she's using that as well. Here is an image of a walker really close to Grace. I think this is like that scene like right before she gets saved. Here is an image of her in a car. Again, just these flashbacks. Another one of her. These flowers like all around her, and then we have one of her at the little community back home. So you can see that Morgan's weapon that he put there. So I'm wondering, another possibility I think could be is if this is actually Grace walking around, like she's actually there, but because she got injured, she's just sort of seeing things differently. Like that conversation with June. Like what if that was really happening? But just because she got injured, she's seeing it differently. But June did say that there was no sign of any concussion. So maybe, maybe there isn't a concussion, but she just got hurt and it's sort of just, or like just like a hallucination. Or maybe she got injured and she had those flashbacks. And then she just continues, going into the future and just, keeps seeing these things. Anyways, continuing on with the images, we also have this one of Grace. We have one more of her friend. And then we have an image of Riley. So we're also going to be getting some Riley and Morgan in the episode, which is great because I'm definitely interested and excited for this story arc. This group, somehow they know Morgan. Well, they know Morgan through Virginia, so I guess it's not really a mystery. But just the fact that they're after Morgan is kind of scary. Like, here's a shot of Morgan. He's hiding. I think we saw this in the trailer where they're outside of this building. And Morgan is by himself, which I don't quite understand. I think maybe her, Grace and Morgan, I think they were traveling together. And maybe they got injured or they got separated. Or something like that, but they're by themselves, I think, and now Morgan is alone inside this building, and he's trying, I think, to hide from the group. And maybe he's not successful because this next image, we have him with his hands up. I love this image because you can see the key right in the middle of him, right around his neck. And that's exactly what they're going for, I think. Remember those two, like this goes all the way back to episode 1 of season 6. Those two guys who wanted the key from a mile. So this is going way back, and I just really love this image. And it looks like he's probably cornered. I mean, he has his hands up. We'll see what they do to him. I'm sure Morgan is gonna be okay. But it does look like he's probably gonna end up getting caught, or at least, confronting them. I don't want to say caught for sure because we know Morgan can fight. He's a really good fighter. So, I don't have any doubt that he can get out of the situation. I'm sure he might be able to, but it does look like he's probably going to get cornered by them. And then we also have this image of Grace fighting a walker. This looks to be in that flashback / hallucination. And if you look closely, you can actually see the walker has a key around its neck. So that's really interesting. I think maybe that comes into play. Maybe she sees a lot of people. Maybe she sees the end as the beginning people in her flashbacks, or just sees those keys, because we still don't fully understand the meaning of those keys, but for some reason this group is really after them. I mean, we kind of know like through Strand that the key gets you, certain privileges with Virginia, but she's gone now, so I'm still wondering why this group is after it. It also it's probably going to relate to that submarine, but there's a bunch of keys, so I wonder if like any key can get into that submarine that we saw in episode 1. But yeah, lots of stuff, lots of questions. Very excited for this episode. It looks really good. Those were the images and the sneak peek we got, so I am going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Definitely interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions about the episode in the comments down below. Let me know what do you think is going to happen. Let me know what do you hope to see happen. No spoilers though, please. I know the episode comes out early on AMC Plus. I don't do spoiler videos until the episode airs on Sunday night. When it usually airs on AMC. So no spoilers, please. But if you haven't seen the episode and you want to leave, your theories or anything like that, I'm definitely interested in them. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos, just be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.